I think there's nice news currently when it comes to Avalanche, and what is that? Not too long ago, something called Filecoin made a post on X, and it said that the Filecoin Foundation and Ava Labs, aka Avalanche, launched a native token cross-chain data bridge between Avalanche, Seed Chain, and Filecoin. Now, allegedly, this new system connects high-speed smart contracts with secure data infrastructure through the Filecoin virtual machine. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, what's Filecoin? Now let me explain real quick why I think this is pretty amazing. It's because Filecoin is arguably the most famous project right now that is focused on decentralizing data storage. Some people may be thinking, okay, sure, who cares about that? Well, I care about it because if we take a look at the data storage market, it's predicted to be worth nearly $800 billion by 2030, according to Fortune Business Insights. So I don't think it's that bad. The market may not have that much hype when it comes to data storage, but then we have to consider how something like Phil, which is Filecoin's native utility token, the market cap is over $1 billion right now. And we have to take a look at arguably the number two project that is also focused on decentralizing data storage behind, I think, Filecoin. That's something called Jasmy. And some people out there, they may be more familiar with Jasmy. So I just wanted to mention that nonetheless. However, if we take a look at why this could maybe benefit something like Avalanche, it's because if we take a look at data storage right now, currently a lot of it very centralized, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's been working again right now, it's worked in the past, and I still think it's going to work moving forward. However, having that option of decentralization, I don't think it's such a bad thing at the end of the day, because if we take a look at just the idea of something being very decentralized and being very centralized, something that is highly decentralized arguably may have a more difficult time experiencing, some sort of hacks or something like that. Because, for instance, let's say I'm trying to hide my treasure in 100 different locations as opposed to hiding all my treasure in just one or two locations. Imagine if that one or two locations get breached. Then that's pretty much game over. However, if it's 100 different locations, if let's say 30, 20, 40 gets breached, there's still over 50% left. So to me, it doesn't seem like this is such a bad option, arguably in my opinion. However, even besides that, AVAX, at the price of $200, which is Avalanche's native token, that would not surprise me, arguably, and that's still on my mind, even though nothing I say is financial advice. And a major reason why I could have that on my mind is because I think Avalanche is a good layer 1 blockchain in my perspective. Like, for instance, sometimes people don't really consider what Avalanche has achieved, because if we take a look at, according to DeFi Llama, in terms of total value locked on DeFi, aka decentralized finance, Avalanche is consistently, I've seen, usually in that top 10, top 15, top 20 range. So that's very impressive considering the stiff competition that it has. Not to mention as well, Avalanche has, again, I think arguably a very good DeFi ecosystem, as noted before when it comes to what I said about DeFi Llama. Let me explain some projects that are often associated with Avalanche when it comes to DeFi. Like, we take a look at Trader Joe. I'm a big fan of that. I think that's pretty cool. Also, on top of that, we take a look at Pangolin. I also like Pangolin, by the way, so I think it's pretty awesome as well. There's a lot of decentralized exchanges out there, but they seem to be quite popular, and I think that is a testament to just how good Avalanche is as a layer 1 blockchain. Avalanche, keep in mind, I don't think is as popular as Solana, something like Ethereum, something like the BNB chain, or something like Cardano. Totally aware of that. But then, it doesn't seem like it's that bad. Like, for instance, even reputable individuals within this space have already said pretty nice things when it comes to Avalanche. Like, for instance, if we take a look at the founder of Aave, a very famous, DeFi project, he claims how Avalanche is well suited for building DeFi applications due to its scalability features. So that right there is pretty impressive. I mean, when the founder of Aave has a praise like that for something like Avalanche, I'll look into it. And also we take a look at, for instance, the co-founder of Chainlink Labs. He claims that Avalanche gets us closer and closer and possibly arriving at parity with the speed of Web2 systems. So we consider those projects. Again, Chainlink, very massive project. Also Aave again, massive DeFi project. So in the grand scheme of things, I don't think Avalanche is a bad layer 1 blockchain in my perspective. If we take a look at maybe the idea of AVAX going to the price of $200, market cap at that point is around $84.5 billion, considering current circulating supply. Now that market cap right there, that's around what Dogecoin reached years ago, back in 2021. We've even seen BNB exceed over $100 billion in market cap back in 2021 as well, so I don't find this too ridiculous to me. And it's actually just around an 8x from here. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, who cares about that? Well, what is Bitcoin and Ethereum going to do in the next 6 to 10 months? Arguably, some people are saying Ethereum 10 grand, Bitcoin 300 grand. In both instances, that's less than a 3x from here. That doesn't excite me. Now, granted, some people may be thinking, oh, take a look at this microcap. Take a look at what it could do. Totally aware of that. But I'm not looking for a microcap. If I was looking for a microcap, AVAX would not be what I'm looking for. But what I'm looking for typically is these projects that have a pretty solid market cap that's not too massive, right? So I don't want something that's too, like, dinosaur-like where the market cap is just, again, too massive. However, at the same time, I'm not looking for a microcap. I think AVAX does fit that bill for me where the market cap, again, isn't too massive in the grand scheme of things, but it's not too low either. However, some people out there, they like to ask me when. Now, I do not know the exact moment in time because I do not know the future. However, at least I can take a look in the past and see how altcoins usually, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. 18 months after the last Bitcoin halving event is actually around October this year, because the last one did happen in April of last year again. However, to me, it's not more so about knowing the exact moment in time, because that's just based off history. Who knows if that date's going to be accurate? I'll have to wait and see. To me, it's more so about preparation and just holding and just waiting and preparing for a moment in time in which it does something. Again, I'm not trying to focus on the exact moment in time. I'm just focused on the preparation. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.